So AI lied to me straight to my face, and it didn't just lie once. No, it got caught and then it lied again to cover it up. And I'm going to tell you that story in a second because it completely changed the way I think about Google Ads in 2026. Specifically, what's happening with keywords, because everyone's saying keywords are dead. Performance Max doesn't use them. AI Max is rolling out. Google keeps pushing broad match. So, should you even bother with keywords anymore? I think so. And I think the trust is the reason why. Let me explain. So here's what happened. I was testing microphones. I wanted to compare the SM7B, this one here, against another mic to see which one sounded better for my voice, and I found an AI tool that said it could analyze audio files. Now, I didn't just send one file through and call it a day. I spent over an hour with this thing. I'm sending file after file, comparing mics, asking it to break down the differences. And it's giving me detailed responses, telling me it can recognize the patterns in the audio data that translate into how things sound. Not like human ears, as it explained, but through the data. And it was convincing. The comparison it gave me actually lined up with what I was hearing. So I kept going. Then I sent through 2 more files to compare another mic. But here's the thing. One of the files didn't actually record properly. It was completely blank. No audio, nothing. And the AI came back and says, oh, this one actually has a really nice tone with your voice. I think it suits you better. Then I realized that it was actually a blank file. So I'm sitting there thinking, that file is empty. There's literally no data on that file. And this tool just told me that it sounded better than the other one. So either it didn't like my voice or it was completely lying. So I called it out. And instead of admitting that it actually made a mistake, it doubled down with another explanation. And when I pushed back again, it came back with yet another answer. Lie on top of lie on top of lie. Over an hour of me thinking I was getting real analysis. And after I kept pushing, it finally admitted it couldn't actually analyze audio at all. None of it was real. Every single comparison it gave was made up. And in that moment, I lost complete trust. Not just in the tool, but it made me more suspicious of every AI tool I use. And I use a lot of AI tools constantly. But now there's always that little voice in the back of my head that says, is this actually right? Or is it just confidently making something up? Now, here's why I'm telling you this. On a Google Ads channel, I'm not the only one having these experiences. There are entire YouTube channels built around catching AI lying. People are posting shorts about it constantly. And this is creating something really important for us as advertisers, a trust gap. So think about it. When someone needs a plumber right now because their basement is flooding, they're not opening ChatGPT and hoping it doesn't hallucinate a company that doesn't exist. They're going to Google. They're going for a map listing. They're looking at the ad that says, we do this, we're in your area, call us now. And yes, Google has AI overviews at the top of the search now, but underneath that, ads, map listings, real businesses, and people are clicking on those because there's a layer of trust that AI tools haven't earned yet. And honestly, they keep undermining it. There's a quote I think about a lot. I believe it's from Warren Buffett, who said, it takes a lifetime to build a reputation and seconds to destroy it. And I think that's exactly what's happening with AI right now. It's building up trust, and then moments like the one I just described chip it right back down. So for 2026 and probably 2027, I think people are still going to be searching on Google when it matters, when they need something real, something local, something they can trust. And that means keywords still matter. Now I'm going to walk you through exactly how I approach keywords in 2026, but stay with me to the end because the keyword strategy only works if you get one thing right, and it's the thing that will make or break your Google Ads account going forward. So here's how I think about keywords right now. Start with exact match, especially when you're launching a new account or a new campaign. I want full control from the beginning. I want to know exactly what people are searching, exactly what's triggering my ads, and exactly what's converting. I don't care what Google is pushing, broad match, AI Max, those tools can work, but only under the right conditions. And when you're starting out, you don't have those right conditions yet. Think of it like this. Exact match is like you driving a car. You know where you're going, you can see the road, and you're making every turn yourself. Broad match and AI Max, that's handing Google the keys, and Google can be a great driver, but only if you're giving it a real clear destination first. That destination is your conversion data, and this is where it gets critical. If you're in e-commerce, this is actually pretty straightforward with things like Shopify. Your conversion is a sale. Clean, clear, hard to mess it up. Google knows exactly what a good outcome looks like, but if you're a service business, this is a little bit trickier. You might be tracking leads, form fills, phone calls, and not every lead is a good lead. So you start out broadening your keywords before your conversion data is clean. Google is going to optimize toward junk. More form fills, sure, but from people who are never going to buy. And I've seen this happen on account after account. Things start going well with exact match. The data looks clean. So someone decides to go broad to scale, and all of a sudden the results get skewed. Spam increases, lead quality drops, the whole account drifts off course, and then we have to pull back and tighten things up again with exact match. Clean up the data, get it back on track, and then when we're ready, we expand again, but in a more controlled way. The pattern looks like this: exact match to build clean data, to expand carefully, to monitor, to pull back if needed, to clean up, to expand again. It's not a straight line, it's a cycle, and that's okay. That's actually how you build a strong account over time. So my recommendation in 2026, exact match should be the foundation of your campaigns when you start. If you're already running broad match or AI Max and it's working, great, keep going, but run some exact match alongside it. See where your traffic is actually coming from. You might be surprised. And if you're starting fresh, don't let anyone talk you into going broad on day one. Build the foundation first. Okay, so I promised you there was one thing that makes all this work or completely falls apart without it. And that's your conversions. Your keyword strategy doesn't matter if your data you're feeding Google is garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. Exact match, broad match, AI Max, none of it matters if Google doesn't know what a good outcome looks like for your business. This is the single most important thing in Google Ads going forward. More important than keywords, more important than ad copy, more important than your bidding strategy. If you get your conversions right, everything else is easier. If you get them wrong, no keyword strategy in the world is going to save you. And I actually made an entire video breaking down why conversion tracking is the one thing that determines whether Google Ads accounts survive and grow in 2026. It covers what good tracking actually looks like, how bad tracking quietly kills your results, and the 4 levels of tracking that separate accounts that scale from accounts that stall. Go watch that video next. The link should be on the screen. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button. I put out Google Ads content every week. And if you've ever had AI lie to you, drop a comment. I'd love to hear your story about it. I'm sure it will be a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video.